Welcome to WOW Decor, a place where wood is more than a material and craftsmanship is more than a skill. It's a lifelong conversation between your hands, your mind, and the grain beneath your tools. And today I want to speak directly to woodworkers who feel that quiet pull toward carving, design, and creating something that lasts beyond trends. Because after 20 years of working with wood, I've learned that wood carving art design is not about copying patterns or chasing perfection. It's about developing a relationship with the material that grows deeper with every project, every mistake, and every moment of patience in the workshop. And when you carve wood for art rather than function alone, you step into a space where imagination leads and technique follows, where each cut is guided not only by experience but by intuition shaped over years of listening to how wood responds, resists, and reveals itself. And as a woodworker, you already know that no two pieces of wood are the same, which is exactly why carving is such a powerful form of expression, because the grain becomes your guide, the knots become opportunities, and the natural movement inside the wood shapes the final design in ways no sketch ever fully predicts. And this unpredictability is not a weakness. It's the soul of wood carving art because it teaches you to adapt, to slow down, and to respect the material rather than dominate it. And over 2 decades, I've seen many woodworkers rush toward complex designs thinking detail equals mastery. But true mastery often appears in restraint, in understanding when to stop carving and let the wood speak, when a simple flowing line can communicate more emotion than hours of excessive detailing, and when negative space becomes as important as the carved form itself. And this awareness only comes with time, with long hours spent sharpening tools, correcting tear out, adjusting your stance, and learning how different woods respond to pressure, angle, and speed. And when you begin to design wood carving art for decor, you start thinking differently about scale, light, and presence. Because a carved piece doesn't just sit on a shelf, it interacts with its environment, casting shadows, catching highlights, and changing character throughout the day. And this interaction is what transforms a carved object into living decor, something that feels alive in a space rather than simply placed there. And one of the most inspiring shifts you can make as a woodworker is moving from carving objects to carving experiences, where the viewer doesn't just see your work but feels it, where the texture invites touch, the form invites curiosity, and the piece quietly tells a story without words. And those stories often come from your own journey, from the hours spent alone in the workshop, from the frustration of a cracked piece, from the satisfaction of a clean finishing cut, and from the lessons learned when things didn't go as planned, because every experienced woodworker knows that failure is not separate from the craft, it is embedded within it, shaping your judgment, sharpening your instincts, and teaching you humility. And when you embrace this, your designs become more confident, more honest, and more personal, and that authenticity is what audiences and collectors respond to, even if they don't consciously understand why. Because handcrafted wood carving carries an energy that machine-made work cannot replicate. And in today's world of mass production, this human presence becomes incredibly valuable. And as you develop your carving art, you'll notice how your tool marks evolve from rough necessity to intentional texture, how your understanding of depth improves, how you begin to carve not just shapes but transitions, subtle shifts that guide the eye naturally across the piece. And these transitions are where art truly lives, because they create flow, movement, and balance. And after 20 years, I can say with certainty that the best wood carving designs are not rushed. They are allowed to unfold, sometimes over days, sometimes over weeks, as the wood dries, settles, and reveals new possibilities. And when you give yourself permission to work at this pace, you begin to enjoy the process rather than chasing the finish line. And that enjoyment shows in your work, because relaxed hands carve with more confidence, more precision, and more intention. And for those of you building decor pieces, remember that homes are emotional spaces, and the art you create becomes part of someone's daily life, absorbing their routines, their quiet moments, their celebrations, and their memories. And that responsibility should inspire you to carve with care, because what you create may outlast you, passed down or remembered long after the tools have been put away. and this awareness changes how you approach design, pushing you toward timeless forms rather than temporary trends, toward materials chosen for character rather than convenience, and toward finishes that protect without hiding the truth of the wood. And over the years, I've found that the most powerful carving designs often come from simplifying your ideas, stripping away anything that doesn't serve the core emotion of the piece, and trusting that subtlety can be stronger than complexity. And as you grow as a woodworker, your designs will naturally mature, reflecting not just improved skill but deeper understanding. And this evolution is something to embrace, not resist, because it means you are listening, learning, and honoring the craft. And here at WOW Decor, the goal is not to show off perfection, but to celebrate the journey of woodworking as art, to inspire you to experiment, to slow down, and to see carving as a dialogue rather than a task. And if this video encourages you to approach your next project with more curiosity and patience, then it has served its purpose, because wood carving art design is not about impressing others. It's about expressing yourself honestly through a material that has been telling stories long before we ever picked up a chisel. And as we come to the close of today's time together, I want to remind you that every master was once a beginner, every confident cut was once uncertain, and every meaningful piece began as an idea shaped by doubt and determination. And if you're enjoying the inspiration here on WOW Decor, your support truly matters, because this channel exists to keep craftsmanship alive, to encourage thoughtful making, and to remind woodworkers that their skills have value beyond speed and output. So take a moment to like this video, share it with fellow makers, and leave a comment about what carving means to you, because your engagement helps this channel grow and keeps the creative conversation going. And until next time, keep your tools sharp, your mind open, and your respect for wood at the center of everything you create. Because when carving is done with experience, patience, and heart, it becomes more than decor, it becomes a legacy. As we come to the end of today's video, remember that every piece of wood carries a story, and every carving is a chance to add your own chapter to it. After 20 years in this craft, I've learned that true woodworking isn't about speed or perfection, but about patience, respect, and the willingness to keep learning. I hope this video inspired you to approach your next project with fresh eyes and steady hands. If you enjoyed this time with WOW Decor, please like the video, share it with fellow makers, and leave a comment below. Your support helps this channel grow and keeps the spirit of craftsmanship alive. Until next time, stay creative, trust your skills, and let the wood guide your journey.